welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing something a little bit different. This is more like a commentary style video while I show you a speed paint I did. And I want to talk about something that's been on my mind a lot lately. It's the whole idea of becoming a professional artist. Quick disclaimer before we dive in, I actually don't want to make art my career. I work in IT full time and I honestly enjoy it. Art for me is something I like to do for fun, to express myself and to grow creatively. But I do have a lot of friends and know a lot of people that do want to make art their full-time job. And this video is based on what I've seen, heard, and learned from their experiences. Also, second disclaimer, I do want to note that I am on an artist journey and I'm still learning right now, so please be kind to the art that you are seeing in this video. I know it's not amazing and that is okay. Also, yes, I'm drawing Cinnamoroll, I think I said that right, which was inspired by a new Build-A-Bear release because I'm obsessed with all the colors and the little outfit. And if you're a Sanrio fan too, welcome. Anyways, back to the main video. But let's be honest, everybody wants to do art as a career, whether it's becoming a musician, professional art, you want to do sculpting, you want to be an animator. It's really a dream being able to do all this stuff and actually get paid for it. But unfortunately, the truth is that it's not that simple. There's a lot of stuff that people don't talk about when it comes to making art your full-time job, and I just want to sit down and have a real conversation from someone who's still trying to figure this all out. So first off, this career is very hard to break into. Everybody wants to do it, and like I said, it's a dream. It's creative, it's fun, it feels fulfilling, which is why it's so competitive. You're not going against a few local artists, you're competing with global talent, artists who have had years of practice and people who are churning out daily content. It's like trying to go viral on purpose, but making it your livelihood. There's this illusion that if you're talented enough, people will find you. But the truth is that talent is only one part of it. You need time, money, marketing skills, a social media presence, and unfortunately luck. And that's just to get a foot in the door. And here's where it gets darker. Let's just say that you do land a job in the industry, like animation or game art. Not like a freelance job because that's just something you can do, but like an actual role at a studio. Unfortunately, a lot of these places are trying to exploit the hell out of you. They know how badly people want these jobs, so they're taking advantage of you. My boyfriend went to school for game development, and while he is working as a developer, we've actually had this conversation before. The game industry is infamous for overworking people with long hours, crunch time, burnout, and all for what? The pay doesn't even match the workload half the time. I work in IT and I feel like I get paid a lot more than a lot of these artists in the industry that have been in it for years. I've only been in IT for like 3 years now. And the thing is that companies know that this is a dream job, and so they're going to use that to justify low pay and overwork you. You should be grateful to work here. It's kind of the vibe, which is really gross. And so it's like, that's where you wonder if it's even worth working your dream job or just kind of getting like a boring job and doing all the fun stuff on the side. And if that wasn't enough, now we have AI entering the chat. Not only do companies want to cut costs by paying you as little as possible, but overworking the hell out of you, but now they're trying to cut costs even more by using AI generated art instead of hiring real people. And while studios and companies are getting dragged through the mud for using AI, like Duolingo, I'm sure you guys heard all about that, it's still happening. And if it's not for one person noticing it, then companies would try to get away with it if they could. And the wild part is that it's not just these big studios and these big companies. Regular people are also using AI because it's quick, it's cheap, and they don't see the value in paying humans anymore. Like, I know I can't draw very well yet. Like, I'm going to admit that because it's true. Like I said, I'm on an artist journey. I still believe that there's so much value in human-made work because you're learning, evolving, putting soul into it. AI can't do that. I recently went to a con and I literally saw artists putting up signs that say 100% human-made art because it's gotten to the point where they have to prove it. That's where we are. There are times where there are actual artists out there that put their blood, sweat, and tears into their artwork, post it online just for someone to say, do you have proof that you made this or was it AI? And it's getting really annoying that now we have to prove ourselves. Now me on the other hand, I do like to show me doing speed paints. It's just been kind of a thing I've done for the last decade as a child. Like I was posting Powerpuff Girls speed paints, but that is beyond the point. It's to the point that we should not have to prove that we are making our own art. But at the same time, it's like there are people who are trying to trick people into thinking that their art is real, but really it's AI generated. Okay, so if you're watching this and you really want to be a professional artist one day, here's kind of my advice from, doing things on more of a practical side of things. First of all, please don't go into massive student debt for a general art degree from a regular university. Unless you're going to a dedicated art school like CalArts or something with serious connections and industry support, it's not worth it. A lot of schools will hype you up and promise you a creative future, but they don't really prep you for the reality of getting hired. You'll graduate with with talent, debt, and no job. And I went for computer science, and that's how I felt. I went out into the real world and I felt like I didn't learn jack squat other than how to do algorithms and maybe mathematical stuff and how to do basic programming. But other than that, like I got no support in trying to figure out how to get a job. Same thing with my boyfriend. It took him 7 months from finishing school to land a job, and that's all because he had a friend that he tutored during college who happened to have a job and recommended him. Like, that should not be how we get jobs these days, where it's like, oh, my uncle's the president of this company, give me a job. But if for some reason you must study art, or it's like a must have, I would recommend having some sort of backup plan, either double majoring in something more practical, like maybe go for art as one major, maybe accounting in another major, or maybe majoring in something more stable and minor in art, or vice versa. But I always strive for people to always have a backup plan. Like, my brother wants to be a police officer. He's 21 and hasn't been successful in doing that. And I tell him, well, yes, being a police officer is more practical than art. You know, I'm like, you need to have a backup career or job that will sustain you. That way, if the art thing doesn't work out right away, you're not stuck. You'll at least have another skill set that actually pays the bills while you work on your creative goals. Like, that's actually what I'm doing right now with YouTube. I work in IT full time, but I kind of do YouTube on the side. And you know, while my job is probably not the most glamorous, it does pay for my bills and allows me to have some flexibility with my hobbies, such as buying craft supplies. You know, I was able to buy the iPad I wanted to be able to do digital art. And the way how I see it, it's like funding my future. And sometimes it does feel like I am working 2 jobs, where the moment I get off work, I am doing more stuff. So what I would kind of recommend is just getting like a regular day job if you can, and then treat art as a side hustle at first and build that up slowly. So then in the event that does take off, you can jump ship from your main job. But until then, at least you've got something to fall back on. And it's the same story for people trying to get into music or do YouTube or whatever. Unfortunately, it does take time and money and consistency, but it does work at least if you have a source of funding. Now, if you're specifically trying to work for a company as an artist, I actually don't have any advice there. Even outside of creative roles, companies are doing everything they can to underpay people. Like, that's just the economy we live in because they want to make more money, but people gotta live. If you want to make good money, chances are you'll be working a job that isn't super fun, but that doesn't mean it has to suck. One thing I've actually been able to do is sneak in some of my creative skills into my IT job, like video editing. We've been making some videos for our shops to kind of give them like instructional guides. So even if your main job isn't art, you can still bring that creative side with you. And lastly, let's talk about AI again. I don't think it's going anywhere, not just in art, but across the board. I really wish we could like slow it down and put some ethical rails in place because people are losing jobs and opportunities left and right. Like, can we not replace everything with soulless prompts? There's a difference between a piece someone poured time and love into versus something that was cranked out by an algorithm in 15 minutes. And companies don't care. They just want to save money. I'll probably make a whole other video about AI soon because I have a lot to say, especially how it affects not just only the creative fields, but all of the fields. And my biggest advice is keep creating, keep supporting real artists, keep calling out companies that are cutting corners. The more we push back, the harder it is for them to ignore us. So anyways, that's where I'm at. I'm not really an art expert. I'm just someone that's trying to figure out how to draw while still holding down a full-time job. I mean, it's really hard to, balance trying to work, learn art, and try to do stuff on my YouTube channel. I mean, it's been kind of crickets on my channel lately. But I just wanted to be honest because I wish someone had said this to me when I was younger because I had a lot of dreams of being in the creative field. But honestly, I have learned all these realities kind of going through things myself and stuff that they just don't tell you. If you're on this journey too, I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Are you trying to make art your job, or are you doing it on the side like me? Anyways, thanks so much for watching this video and watching this piece time together. I know it was a bit more of a ramble than whatever, but I will see you guys in the next video. Adios!